Thought I spent some time the last couple nights this week after work. I buffed the truck, made her shiny. Man, it looks a lot better. Now I need to wax it. And there's my buffer. Piece of junk. I had to break out the air-operated, old, antique, made in USA Ingersoll Rand one to finish. So I need to clean up some junk out here, don't I? I'm waiting on some clips so I can put that trim back on. The paint on this truck isn't perfect, but by any means, but it looks okay. Shiny. And I ordered the piece of sheet metal for that. I think I'm going to go ahead and fix that. And it'll have the trim on it. This truck will look pretty nice. And vacuum it out real good. Dome light works. I kind of hate to sell this truck, but I got it to do. The other thing I got to do is supposed to go to raining this evening and tomorrow. So I think what I'm going to do, the man's coming to get his blazer today, so that'll be good. I'm going to pull this brown truck out of the way for the moment. It's kind of chilly right now, about 45. It'll warm up a little bit before we go to waxing. I'm going to set this truck down, push it out, and then we'll bring that blue GMC yonder in and pull the transmission out of it. And then push it back out. That's my plan. Let's see how far I get. Oh, and I've been working on my chopper too. I built a copper wheel. Got a copper tubing and copper wire for spokes, and a valve retainer, and a rocker arm rotator on the other side for a hub. I think it's pretty cool. But I got to move it out of the way. I got real stuff to do. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I took it apart one time, and miraculously it started working right. Here's what it does. Only turns slowly. One time I took it apart and it started working fine. I put it back together and then it would work right intermittently. I don't really know how to test these things. I suspect it's the switch, because that's a variable speed switch, and then this is a switch that limits the speed, and then it's got a little circuit board in there. I don't really know how to test all that stuff. Maybe I'll just throw it in the bushes and buy a new one. But my old Ingersoll Rand $24.99 at the pawn shop one works like a champ. It might even be so old it's made in the USA. You never know. Well, I'm going to change my plan slightly. The FedEx man came and brought me some goodies. We got the molding set. We got the clips to put this trim on. I'm going to at least put the trim on, I think, before I go to pushing this one out. And Mrs. Heavy Chevy's gone to the parts store to get some cleaning supplies. And we're going to shine her up a bit more. She's got a few little spots, but nothing major. Well, here's a big surprise. The clips they sent me ain't gonna work, best I can tell. I'm gonna have to put my thinking cap on and find out how to use the old ones. Alright, here's my idea. These plastic clips fit in the old trim like so. They used to have a little stud and you use those speed nuts to tighten them up. But since somebody broke all those off and I don't have the right clips, I've drilled a hole in each one. I'm going to use these little bolts I found in my stash, and hopefully that will hold everything together. I think it's gonna work. So far I got 2 little bolts in it. Aren't you proud of me?
Mm-hmm.
What are you fixing to do?
Clean the trim.
Good. That one I won't have to do it.
Yeah.
Alright, good job. Alright, got the trim mounted, grill back in, all that stuff. Let me try to get the paint off the emblem there some bozo put on it. And Mrs. Heavy Chevy's diligently cleaning up the trim as best as she can.
Looking good.
Yep. We better finish waxing it before it goes to raining.
Supposed to rain today?
Later on.
I guess we better.
Well, that's a pretty truck, ain't it? Need to get the vacuum and vacuum the carpet. Ooh, and we got to do something here if we can. Somebody put some ugly mess on there. I don't know if you can get that off or not. Do what?
It's probably a good thing we don't know who did it.
Yeah, you might get punched in the nose. Or what?
Or a stern talking to. Anyway.
Yeah, a stern talking. Uh-oh, what I do with the nuts for the AC? Here it is. Bad when you lose your nuts on your AC. Would you just look at what she done did? Isn't that so nice?
Yes, don't look at this. I haven't done that yet.
Okay, we won't look at this. Make sure y'all don't look at that.
Alright.
Your head's in the way. We can't see it.
Sorry. Move your camera.
Yeah, now everybody knows it's a 4x4.
Yeah, but I don't like the way it's not. You hear that? That means...
Well, I hope it stays on.
I hope it does too.
It was made in Taiwan.
I can't help
Cost
it.
$8 a piece for those things.
Seriously?
I'm being for real right now.
Well, we definitely don't want them to come off then.
That's right. Alright, I gotta crawl under this blazer. The man's supposed to come get it today, although I ain't heard from him yet. But the speedometer is squawking again, so I'm gonna squirt some more grease in it. What's that now?
I said I saw the albino squirrel the other day.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did, and it's the first time in my whole life I ever seen an albino squirrel.
You know, the Indians believed, or so I hear, not that I've known one personally, but if there's an albino animal, it was significant somehow. It was a good omen.
Awesome. So then
we got that going for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I lubed the speedometer cable on the blazer. I'm going to go take it for a ride and see if it acts. If it does better. I also removed, the speedometer is way off. I also removed that apparatus, which appears to increase the speed of the speedometer cable. So I'm going to see if it's more accurate now. I might have left the radio on in the last clip, so I'm going to do it again. The speedometer is now quiet, and with that little gear reduction thing out of it, oh, somebody's had a accident over there. That gear reduction thing removed, the speedometer seems to be more accurate, which is good. This thing's just as quiet, except for that big rattle in the back. Guess what?
What's that?
Fixed it. The speedometer's accurate and it's quiet.
And there was plastic on the outside of it, so it looks much better now. And I cleaned the ring.
Whoa, we can look at it now?
You can look at it now.
All right, let's do that. Oh, so nice.
I got to do the front one.
I wouldn't recommend these tires though. These things ain't no good.
Trying to get a snack.
chopped walnuts. Okay. What are you spraying walnuts around the ground for?
Don't make me spit my nuts out.
I don't know what to say about that. I was just telling her, while I was out test driving, I stopped by where the little yellow shortbed truck lives now, and the man told me that he'd sell it back to me. I think he's lost interest already, for $100 more than I paid for it. So, plus I dragged it all over the county twice. I don't believe I will. Alright, what we gotta do now is we gotta move the 55 there. She's still eating walnuts. Hope she don't run into that blazer. Oh, she done good. Then we need to back this one up so I can push that one out so I can get this one in. Are you still with me? Alright, we've rearranged the stable. I had to push that one. Now I'm going to see if this one will run so I can drive it in. I'm going to pull the transmission out of it right fast. Or at least that's my plan. Well, the transmission slips pretty good, but I got it in here. Alright, let's shut it off. Well, maybe we'll rev it a couple times. This thing needs some work. It smoked a little bit when it first cranked up, but it seemed to stop. It's got good oil pressure. Clearly it's out of tune real bad, but anyway. Let me, I got one little errand I need to run. And then I'm going to jack it up and pull the transmission out. Alright, I'm done with my little errand. And that errand was, I had some tires in the stash that I put on these rims. So we can have matching rims at least. Not matching tires. And get rid of... Hey, I'm trying to video here. And get rid of these... ugly tires here. That one's pretty ugly, but this is even worse. And that one goes flat, so we're gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna do that first, and then I'm gonna pull the transmission out. That way it'll be easier to roll when I gotta push it later. That's using my thinking cap, huh? Alright, I got the ugly wheels off it, and the better looking ones on. That's much better, ain't it? Alright, now to pull the transmission out. I gotta find one more trim ring. Got some back there, but they don't really match. I don't know, I probably got some more somewhere. I just gotta dig them up. Alright, I got the wheels on. Much better, eh? I might have already said that. I don't know. I've had a headache come on and it's kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit. But I gotta get busy, pull this transmission out. It shouldn't take too long. Well, here we are under the truck, and we can see it still has a converter and a muffler, which by the way is full of holes, and two tailpipes. And it has a 700 R4 transmission. And a Gabriel shock. Some missing bolts. Clearly this guy just went to the school of half of them's okay. That one's still got the bolt there. Evidently he moved the cross member back. And we got a starter wire wrapped around the coolant lines for the transmission. So that's interesting. Anyway, I'm going to drop the pan, drain the oil out of it, and start disassembly. I'm going to think over whether I ought to put dual exhaust or just put this exhaust back together. I'm going to think that over. Y'all help me. I've created a monster. She likes cleaning so much, she's cleaning this one. Look at that. She's got the trim shined up a little bit. Alright, I'm about ready to jerk the transmission out of it. Everything's loose. I just got to get under there and do it. That's all. Alright, little man got the transmission out. Right, bud?
You did all the work.
Oh. At least he's honest. Alright, we got to skid this stuff to the side and we got to push this truck out since it's beginning to sprinkle. And I got stuff that don't need sprinkled on in the back of that black truck. So let's hustle. Come on. You don't need mom, you hustle.
Might want to put all that stuff off. We gotta use it. I know, but I'm working on it.
Alright, I got the black one back in, as you can see.
You know it's like playing chess around here moving these vehicles. What's the next one we're gonna move?
Hey.
What move are we gonna make?
You're interrupting me. I'm making a video here. What was I saying? Oh yeah. It started raining, so I didn't quite reach my goal of getting that transmission out before it rained, but I need to load it in the back of that truck there so that it can be delivered to my cousin who's going to rebuild it tomorrow. Well, maybe he'll rebuild it tomorrow or maybe not, but I'll deliver it to him.
I highly doubt he'll rebuild it tomorrow.
Yeah, he's
One thing, he's good at building transmissions, but he takes a long time to get there.
You gotta kind of light a fire. But we can do that. Alright, the lovely Miss Heavy Chevy, stronger than she looked, put that transmission in the back of the truck for me.
I think I had a little help with that.
Oh, maybe let's see if this ain't gonna do. That ain't really gonna do very good, but better than the other. That way it'll keep the sprinkles out of it. I wonder if anybody could look in the back of this truck and determine that I was into hot rods. What do you think?
I don't, maybe. But what about this port right here?
That's not a port, that's an electrical connection.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to keep the reins out of there?
Well, maybe if I was a perfectionist I would, but since I'm not, I ain't worried about it.
Okay.
Alright, what are we going to do for our next trick in here? Let's see, we polished up the big brown truck, put some trim on it, took the transmission out of the Sierra Grande. I kind of like the name of that, Sierra Grande. Push this one in and out, or out and in. And I guess what I better do for my next trick.
I cleaned the chrome on the blue one.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? I better clean off my workbench. That's what I better do. Clean off my workbench. Alright, got the workbench cleaned off, didn't I? Well, mostly. So I put my trike back up there. You know, I like this thing pretty good, but I'm starting to think I don't like the wheels. I don't know. Can't get too fussy. I don't know. Let me think it over some more. But I gotta finish welding up the wheel, the spokes. I did that with copper. I welded that with copper, the tubing back together. I messed up right here and grabbed a piece of steel wire instead of copper wire, so I gotta fix that. And I was running out of acetylene when I was doing it, so. But I got more now. But Mrs. Heavy Chevy says that I really should take her out to eat. And I'm inclined to agree with her. So, guess what I'm going to do now? Ring the bell. And go in the house. And we'll do something on this one tomorrow. I ain't sure what. But I'll do something.